Yo, welcome to the No Limit Podcast, also known as the No Limit Podcast, because you're here with two pretty-ass white dudes, Any Bull, and of course, the self-proclaimed czar of Philadelphia, No Limit Eddie. This is our season finale, episode 10, but we're not taking too long of a break before season 2. As you can see, our studio under renovation. We got some black tarps hanging, got the ladder. We'll be bringing a new set to you guys for season 2. What we're going to talk about today as far as topics go. What would make you join the military? Anything. What's it going to take for you to join the United States military or whatever country you're from? Shout out to our listeners in France, Belgium, and the United Kingdom. Seriously. Also, last topic going to be phrases that gotta go. If you don't really get it, stick around for what it is. That's what we're going to get to. Now, before we start that up, though, Dan, this is season finale, episode 10.
Yes, sir.
I need you to tell me your favorite moment. Your favorite moment from season 1.
My favorite. I like the Halloween episode, actually.
You do?
I actually had fun with the Halloween one. I thought the like wearing the costumes was funny.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of good moments from season 1. I thought. I love the podcast, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, I enjoy.
You go back and watch it?
No, I don't really go back and watch it because I remember doing it and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I actually. If I'm being honest, I don't even watch full episodes all the time. I'll just like skip through because I know how it goes. So like, I watch a lot of it for the cuts to see how we edited it because I don't do the editing process at all. That's Pat and Ed sometimes. But
well, if you're like that, we got best of season 1 highlights out now on our YouTube, 12-minute clip. If you don't want to go back, watch all 10 episodes in a row, just quick 12-minute video of the best moments that we got for you.
Yeah, I know the Halloween one's in there.
Yeah, if you missed the Halloween episode, we both showed up in costumes. I think I had the better costume,
Ed
honestly.
He's an asshole. Supposed to dress up as Kane. Ed said he will be Kane, and I was like, I'll be Freddy Krueger. Nah, who was I supposed to be before?
I don't even know.
I was supposed to be somebody else before.
Maybe just Kane and Undertaker we were gonna go for.
Maybe. I need another sleeve. But we can do it next time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were definitely supposed to be Kane. And
yeah.
I was pissed.
So we were going Hellfire and Brimstone for the theme.
Colors of Destruction.
Now I showed up as the space monkey.
Well, oh, dude, I still don't know what that mask is, and I think like it was. I put it on Instagram. It was like a 100% vote of yes to no. Does this mask suck ass?
Yeah.
100% of people said yes. Everyone said yes. So I definitely had the better costume. I didn't burn my face though, like he told me to.
Yeah, he didn't even burn his face. Crazy. I showed up in a green sweater and a green mask, straight alien. No questions asked. You look at me, you say alien. He showed up in a striped red and brown sweatshirt.
It's like $100 costume.
If you lose the glove, who is he? He's just some dude in a hat and a sweater. You did have the glove with the blades, but you did not burn your face.
I had the hat, and I did buy the makeup kit, but I was like, I'm not using this. And it's still at my house. Actually, just in packaging.
Probably used it last week for nothing.
The Steve Buscemi, Billy Madison.
Yeah. Honestly, I got a shout out, though, as far as my favorite moment of the season. We didn't even release the episode that this came out on, but Instant Beef was definitely my favorite thing that we did.
Remember how it was like hot as shit in the house?
Yeah, because we started, like it was still hot outside when we filmed that. It was like September. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Was it? Yeah, I guess it was September.
Yeah, Instant Beef.
First one, I thought the first one ever that we filmed was good.
I wish we had those videos.
I know,
we don't have them.
The first one that we ever filmed, I thought was actually pretty funny. And that was the first time we ever filmed a podcast.
I have no clue what the topics were on that. Absolutely not a clue what the topics were on that one.
No.
But Instant Beef has its own clip on YouTube. We did save that. That's up on YouTube by itself. Look it up. It's literally just called Instant Beef.
That was the whole point of the episode. The whole point of the episode was to film an entire podcast
and build it up to the Instant Beef.
But we didn't even build it up. We just filmed it. Like, if you watched the whole 40-minute podcast, it was a completely normal podcast up to that point, and then we just pulled out knives and bats at the end.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The whole point was just to, like, film, like, a normal-ass episode, and out of nowhere it ends like that.
Bro, on Instagram, the best thumbnail that we've ever had, it just somehow worked out because the IGTV has that, like, thin slice cover. It was you holding the blade, but like with your hand up like this to stop me, and I had the big ass knife in my hand sharpening it. Yeah, if you look at it, you can see that's the thumbnail. It's you holding the knife and me with my hand out sharpening the blade.
Yeah, I kind of don't watch. I kind of don't go back and watch like a lot of, like I said, because I don't really. I guess I really don't need to. Do you watch the whole thing all the way through?
No, I don't. But I always find myself going back and watching the older ones. The older they get, the more I want to go watch them because I forget like what we even talked about.
I listen to all of them,
and my memory's jogged when I see it.
I listen
to
them just to make
Apple?
sure like what we sound like and just like how many times I'm saying like or something. I kind of try to be conscious of that shit. So
yeah. Definitely, I would say over the whole course of these 10 episodes, we made a lot of improvements just in the way that we talk back and forth.
Yeah.
Like you said, how we don't say like, how we don't have dry pauses as much as from the beginning.
Yeah, we also filmed those first two, so we got like...
Yeah, there was a little practice.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Not that it's like that much more, but it still is 2 more episodes that we just didn't put out. What's your favorite part?
I said, I love instant beef, but that's kind of just its own clip. It doesn't exist within season 1.
Favorite episode? Like I said, like the Halloween episode. Like I personally just like the Halloween one.
You know what I like? I like episode, was it 6? I was in a Sixer shirt and you were in a colored shirt, like a shirt like that. It was like white with color on it. I like that whole episode. I feel like we filmed that episode at like 2 p.m. Like 2 p.m.
Yeah.
I just drank a Monster coffee. I was feeling good. Like my vibe was up for that episode, and I felt like it came through in the video.
You have a least favorite episode?
Least favorite episode? Probably the one that I edited where you were wearing the green sweatshirt and I made the background look green.
I actually went back and watched it the other day, so your shit looks terrible.
Bro, I was like, I don't even know what to do. That was back when it was more dim in here before we had the light.
That at all? Like, have you gone back and seen it since? I don't remember, though. Like, at the time, this thing's really on my nerves. At the time, I was like, I guess it's fine. Like, we can get to it. It looks
yeah, like, if you look at, like I said, episode...
Because we improved it so much from now, like, from then, that it just...
Yeah, episode 6, that lighting is so good.
Yeah.
Versus, like, episode 4, the lighting is completely artificial. There's not a drop of light that was there when we shot it. And I turned the whole frame green.
Filter on it, yeah. The whole thing shot in green. That's classic, actually.
It just shot in green. That's the format. Shot it in green.
You know what the most slept on episode is? Episode 3.
Where I would have had. That was a good one.
That was a good episode.
I enjoyed the content of that one.
Yeah. I feel like that one I went back and
that was adulthood, nostalgia, jobs we quit. That was 3 good topics.
Nah, nostalgia WWE. Like
nostalgic WWE. Sabu, bro. Sabu.
Possibly a guest in the future.
Sabu, hit us up, bro. We got 200 for you. Easy.
If we don't gotta pick you up, it'll be $250. I'll pay you $250 if I gotta pick you up. But if I gotta pick you up, it's $200.
Depending on how fast you, man. If I call you on the day that I want you here and you show up, $500. I'll bust a fucking bank down for Sabu on the pod. That's so no limit.
That would be a great guest. Sabu offer is actually legit.
Honestly, yo,
really want to come on the podcast.
If Sabu got on the podcast, that's the only way I would join the military.
That's your only way.
Because you ain't getting me to join the military for nothing else.
You wouldn't want to join it?
Nothing. There's nothing. Start naming shit. Nothing.
So why wouldn't you join?
Because I just think the concept of going to war and fighting for someone else, no matter what you're being told the cause is, whether the actual cause is justified or reasonable or not.
Not about it.
Not even a conspiracy.
That's the first thing that came out of your mouth.
I'm just saying. Yeah. Whatever. I am implying that what you're being told the cause is probably different than what the real reason you're there is. I am implying that. But what I'm also saying is that even if they told you it was a perfectly justifiable reason,
like a bombing or like an attack,
and they said, okay, go put your life on the line for this, I'm still not doing it just because I think that concept is so outdated. Humans should not be doing anything where they willingly put their life in danger. I don't care what the circumstances are. You don't just go willingly put your life in danger for anything.
See, but like, why do you have that opinion now? But literally, 80 years now? Everybody felt differently. Everybody was like, nah, fuck that. We're going to war. And people just enlisted.
I don't know. Probably.
I kind of feel the same way as you. Like,
probably, honestly,
I didn't bomb nobody.
Probably, honestly, a combination of things. It probably was this sounds crazy, but No Limit, like, dudes' bodies and like their lifestyle and their diet, they were testosterone fueled back then.
Yeah,
in the 30s and 40s, a guy who was born a guy was a testosterone fueled animal. So that contributed to people's more desire to just fight. Like they had some energy they needed to get out of themselves.
Yeah,
that's one
I probably
thing.
agree with that.
Another thing is that the average IQ was probably also lower. People didn't realize what this one life that you get means. They didn't have that. They didn't have as much of an understanding of like, this is all you got. This is one shot at it. They didn't have that.
Yeah, a lot more religion based. There's an afterlife. Like, you're gonna go to heaven when you die. There's a lot more of that going on.
Yeah.
Where like today, like really, like no one like.
Yeah.
If you want to get down to it, like it's probably just realistically.
It's like
die.
yeah.
So like, do you really just want to end this whole thing for you to just to be gone? You know what I mean? It's that's something I never thought about before. That's actually a good point.
Yeah, religion based life, like. Yes, I still do want to believe that when I die, I'm going to go to heaven.
Yeah, but 80
would I go risk?
All four of us right now sitting here would wholeheartedly believe that we were going to heaven.
Right now, 2020, I still want to believe that when I die, I'm going to go to heaven. But would I willingly go put my life at risk because I believe 100% when I die that that's what happens? No. And some people, probably the majority of people who went to war, believe that. They went thinking that, well, if I die, I'm going to go to wherever my religion says I go.
We talked about on the podcast what happens after you die. You did not say
that you go. I didn't say straight up that you go to heaven.
But that's
no,
what you
I
believe?
didn't. No, I want to believe that.
Oh, you want to believe
I want to believe that. Like I would hope that that's what happens. But like I said, I wouldn't willingly go put my life on the line and put it to the test.
Santa, dude, it's the same concept. It's like that's why wouldn't you want to believe in
There's
that?
No testing it out. You're not coming back. Like to let us know what happened. You're not coming back. Yeah, maybe, but
so
you can't come back and let us know what happened.
California gets nuked, right? And like I'm saying, millions of Americans die. Remember when like 9/11 happened? Even though like we were like kids when it happened, we still lived through it. You remember it? Like it was that crazy big that you remember it. Imagine if we got nuked. You got a visitor?
Mm-mm.
Imagine if we got nuked and like millions died. Like the nationalism in your fucking body would just go through the roof. At whoever it was.
You
like
think
if it was
though?
Iran, you'd be like you would have beef, instant beef with Iran. Mad instant beef.
Maybe, but I still don't know if I'd fly over there and put my life on the line.
Give me a Jeff Hardy. Just give me a Jeff Hardy.
I got you, dude. Hold on.
Just give me a Jeff Hardy. That was a good Jeff. That was a good Jeff. Not like that. That was good. But I feel
sign me, WW.
If millions of people, like I'm talking like how many people would, if they bombed the coast of California, how many people would die? If they had successfully bombed, it'd be a ton of people.
I don't know. A lot of people left California.
Nah,
recently.
I think it's like still like one of the most populated parts of the country. Easy.
Yeah, and it's like one of the only reachable.
And it's gigantic.
How does it work for Iran? I know it's like China could reach California with a nuke because they're like the way the world is.
I honestly don't know how
they're kind of close or something.
How it's possible to fly a bomb across the world and hit somebody with it.
No,
if I'm being dead ass honest, I don't understand the way that works.
I think they shoot it now. Now it's like they launch it. It's like a rocket. You launch it from your country and it makes it all the way.
Iran and it just hits the coast of California. They probably just man it with like basically like a drone kind of thing.
But can Iran reach California? They're not as close as somebody like China or Japan.
I don't know, dude.
And according to Kyrie Irving,
how did we hit Japan
they're nowhere near California because the Earth's flat.
Let's talk about that for like 2 seconds. How does one person believe that the Earth is legitimately fucking flat? What is the concept of that?
I don't know.
Does that mean that they don't believe in the shape of the Earth at all? That they just think that it's flat and you can fall off of it?
Yeah, like there's an edge.
We're on a
flat surface,
a square in the space.
I don't know what they think the square's sitting on.
I think that might be the final.
But they think that it's like a flat surface.
That's the final instant beat for the season.
And flat earthers.
I can't fuck with is a flat earther. Get the fuck out of town with that fucking shit.
Get right in line behind Eminem. Not Afraid
Eminem.
fans.
Not Afraid. It was
Not Afraid fans. Chunky Johns.
Not Chunky Johns. It was like big people.
Obese Johns.
Yeah. Who were like not.
Who else? Who else? I know there's other specific ones that I can think of.
Not Afraid. Yeah, those people.
What'd you say today?
Flat Earthers.
Somebody who gets what from Wawa?
What?
Orders what from Wawa?
The
gobbler.
Yeah, the gobbler. Nah, the brisket sandwich.
The brisket sandwich.
Shout out Ernie. I watched you get a gobbler with no hands. You went like this. No fork, utensils. Shout out Ernie for that. That's no limit.
Fork, no utensils, no limit.
Yeah, he literally like dove his face in it on Thanksgiving.
Ew.
True facts. And yeah, the brisket sandwich. I said if you eat the brisket sandwich, you should like answer to a firing squad outside of Wawa like that instant.
Oh my
There should
God.
be 30 dudes with rifles just right there. No one knows who shot you.
Dude, imagine. Let's do a little backtrack. Reverse to the Kyrie Irving thing. That I saw him yesterday. I was watching the Nets game, and I saw him give somebody like the most like arrogant piece of advice ever. Like you could
Be like me.
Like you could tell that he just so badly wanted to like show this young guy like I'm the boss here and you're gonna do what I say.
Was it a teammate? Or
It was a teammate. It was the center, and he was like, it was after a play where they did something good, like they scored, and then he gave him a whole lecture on the court, like, nah, you gotta go over here, and then I'm gonna be here, and then pass it. And it was like a long ass thing after they scored. I was like, dude, if this guy was doing that to me, and you knew like who he was as a person, like this just weirdo flat earth dude, like I wouldn't be able to take that from him. And here I go saying like 400 times after I just said how we stopped doing it.
There's not a lot of people I probably wouldn't listen to on a basketball court, but Kyrie Irving is definitely one of them. If I was in the NBA and I was a player, like if I was on, I don't even know. If I'm on like LeBron's team, I'm gonna listen to whatever LeBron says. But Kyrie Irving can fuck off. You know what I mean?
And Durant's on the team too.
I would not be able to take him seriously.
Durant's on the team too, so he's kind of a leader that you could look up to. Besides,
I feel like I just wouldn't want to disappoint Durant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I respect Durant. I wouldn't want to disappoint him. Kyrie Irving can fuck off.
Nah, Kyrie though knows what as far as basketball, he knows what he's talking about.
I'm not saying he doesn't know what he's doing.
But I just feel like
I wouldn't take that
knowing what I know about him, about the flat earth shit, and then like seeing that interaction with the other player on his team, he just seems like a kind of a weird guy, like that I wouldn't want to associate myself with.
No, I can definitely see that. Makes sense.
And then, all right,
if you're a flat earther, you got to be a weird person.
Revert all the way back to what we originally were talking about. What would make you go to war? You mentioned something about a firing squad. What that triggered in my head. Also, another reason why nothing should make you go to war, because being a prisoner of war is probably the worst life path you could ever end up with. Name one thing worse than ending up a prisoner of war. Nothing. I mean, and you're never going to become a prisoner of war unless you go to war.
I mean, that's true. But
I'm not even taking the risk. I'm not even taking the risk.
I guess it would depend on how crazy the war is. Like if it's like Vietnam, if I know I'm going into something like Vietnam, bro, I'm probably not even gonna question it. I'm not going at all. You can't get me to do that. But I'm not saying there's a good war to join. Like, what's the best war to fight?
Hey, but the Cold War though, they were drinking hot cocoa in the Russian mountains.
Dude, fuck all that. Then you're on some like Spec Ops mission all day.
Rewrite history. Black Ops Cold War.
Think about all the cool missions that people went on. That's what makes it worth it. Going on cool missions, finding out cool intel. Like you're like helping out like a cool ass cause. Like I'm helping it's like a fucking movie. But maybe it's not. Maybe it's just ass. Like you think it's like Full Metal Jacket, or you think it's not like that at all?
Full Metal Jacket's where they're
like real strict,
real intense, and the one guy goes crazy.
I don't know. There might be like.
I feel like at training camp it definitely is when you're training.
I feel like it depends where you're stationed. Like some might be like that, some are just like more relaxed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I'm just guessing. I'm not a military person.
Yeah.
But I think if something like 9/11 happened on like such a wild scale. Like
and you
9/11 's
really
pretty
felt
crazy.
under attack.
Yeah, like if you actually felt under attack, and like if it wasn't you, it was them.
You
If
know
it wasn't
what?
You, if it wasn't.
This is what I would say. Here's what would make me go to war. We found the thing that would make me go to war. If
Sabu.
war,
Sabu
Yeah.
on the podcast.
honestly, that's it. Let me just read Nick Miller's Sabu podcast. I'm going to war.
Bill it.
No, but if war was on our turf, if war was outside, I would go to war to protect myself. If it was 100% completely necessary, I would go to war to protect myself. But would I fly somewhere else in the world to go to war? Never. There's not one thing.
What if it was a
Not
civil
even
war?
Sabu.
What if it was a civil war? I guess if
Yeah,
it
then
was
I
on
would
your
be going
turf-
to war to protect myself
Yeah.
if it was necessary, depending on
Say you didn't have to.
what the
though.
Civil War was.
Say you didn't have to. Say there's people with a blue arm patch and a red arm patch, and if you wore it, you were fighting for that side. If you didn't wear it, you were just a normal person, innocent. But if you saw somebody with a different color patch, you were like, "Fuck you, it's on." You had to have like a shootout right there.
You basically just described like
Yo, Civil War would be way cooler right now though. You gotta admit, like with pistols and shit and Uzis.
But-
Civil War would be way cooler than it was in 1865. Cars and shit.
You said a red and a blue. You literally just described the Bloods and Crips. Like that's probably what goes on in a lot of
Yeah, but I'm talking about like.
Bloods and Crips lives. They're just out here.
But it's fat dads.
If you
with,
got
like,
a blue
red
one
hat.
on, you're.
I'm talking about like
You know,
fat
it's
white
the same.
dads with, like a red hat. You know, it's not like 20-year-old dudes from California. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm talking like anybody signed up. And like if you don't wear one, you're cool. You're innocent.
I'm not
you're
getting involved. Yeah, then I'm not getting involved at all.
Say it was something you really cared about. Or they took prisoners of war. You took a hostage one day. You're going to Dunkin' Donuts and they all got you. And they're like, we're gonna kill.
But if I wasn't wearing the patch, then they weren't going to get me. That's what
Say
you
this
just.
is a radical group, bro. You don't know who the fuck's out there fighting. That's why. If it's not you, it's them.
I don't know. In the exact scenario you're describing, I would mount a machine gun
Dude,
to
wouldn't
my
Civil War be
roof.
so much cooler now, though?
A civil war would be cooler than the
No.
previous one, but I don't
Yeah.
want it to
In
happen.
terms of just like action, like grenades and shit, it would just be way cooler. Rocket launchers,
Yeah.
helicopters.
It would, but we might not like live.
Someone's got to make that movie. How ain't that a movie yet? That should be like fucking.
It probably
Dude.
is. It's probably just like a garbage movie.
But how
that
could
nobody
that? How could that
watches.
be a garbage movie?
Easily. What's
There's
the
no
what's
way-
the
there's
plot?
such a good way to make it good.
What's the plot of White House Down? Explain to me the plot of White House Down. It'll sound like the best
Don't-
movie you ever seen, but if you watch it, it's a 10 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, but
White House Down. Terrorists attack the White House. They're dropping
Rotten Tomatoes
bombs.
scores only go-
Helicopters. Gerard Butler.
Rotten Tomatoes scores only go so far. Like for actually you liking a movie versus not liking a movie. Rotten Tomatoes scores like
They
they're
go
judging
pretty
just
far.
Like, dude,
They
you
used to
can
go
like a movie
further.
that's got a fucking 25% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's possible. Doesn't mean like it's not. It doesn't mean it's not for you. It's just like we don't recommend it.
I kind of agree with a lot of Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah,
I
for the
do,
most
too.
part, you do. And if a movie has a 25%, you can totally see why it has a 25%, but you can still like I'd fuck with it though.
Yeah.
The chances are, if someone's making a full movie, yeah, if someone's making a full movie, dude,
A 19.
yeah, like
I think the opposite never happens, though.
someone
like,
out there is gonna like it. If
A
you're making movie.
95%. There's almost no 95% that I watch and think they're not good.
I mean, off the top of my head, I don't know what the Rotten Tomatoes score of every movie is, but I mean, I'm sure there are some that are just like, oh, I don't get it.
Yeah, there probably are some.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it also depends. Like watching a movie, like sometimes it depends like when you watch it. Like I fell asleep during Black Panther in theaters, and then when I watched it, like after, I was like, this is great, one of the greatest superhero movies ever. I was like, I fuck with this movie. So like it depends like when you watch it too.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I fuck with that movie, too.
But
I'm just kidding. I just used my phrase, though, that I don't like.
you got me with it too. So actually,
You weren't even paying attention.
nah.
But anyway,
I was fried. Sorry.
moving on to our last topic, phrases we don't like. I'm not going to lie, is one that's just
So
got
why
to
don't
go
you
for
like it?
me.
Why
One that's
don't-
just got to go.
What's your reasoning for it though? Like why does it need to be gone?
Because I when I'm talking to you, I assume you're not going to lie. I want your honest opinion on anything that we're talking about. It usually comes out of people's mouths.
Yeah, but like say
It usually comes out of people's mouths when they're saying whether they like something or not. Like I just did. Joking. They'll say, I'm not going to lie, I did like that song. okay, where did the thought of me thinking you were going to lie come from? I would assume you could just walk up and say, I like that song. I didn't think you were lying to begin with. It's just an unnecessary phrase, so I think it's got to go.
Yeah, but
it honestly adds nothing to what you say.
It's like it's like a guilty pleasure thing. Like we were talking about on the episode with Schweiker. Like if Royals by Lord comes on the radio, I'm like, you're not gonna lie, dude. I fucking like this song. I'm not gonna lie to you and tell you I don't, because I'm turning it off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's when it like, I don't know. I think that's a fine one.
I understand it.
Since I don't have any of my own, I couldn't think of none. I just decided to look them up. So tell me what you think of some of these. A dime a dozen.
That's all right. I don't mind it. I don't hear it enough that it needs to go.
Enough, right? Call it a day. Now, call it a day. I said this to Ed before.
I use call it a day.
I probably say it 25 times a day. Put that over there. Do this. Call it a day. I'm gonna go upstairs. I'm gonna go downstairs. Eat something. Call it a day. I probably say it 30 times a day. I'm like, bite the bullet.
Bite the bullet. I like that, but all those B's made me think of another one. I can't stand when people call me buddy. It's so annoying. And I know that some people, buddy and bud, and usually the people who say bud are trying to be annoying. Sometimes people who say buddy legitimately just use that as their vocabulary. Yeah, but I still don't like it either way.
Yeah, it's like
it's even more when I know that you were trying to be a shithead by saying it. Pal's horrible too. Same thing.
Terrible.
Buddy, pal, all that. Pal, there is no chance you're not trying to be a shithead.
Yeah.
If you're like,
being a shithead.
Go ahead, pal. You're being a shithead.
Yeah, dude. Pal's definitely the worst one for sure. What's worse, bud or buddy?
Bud is definitely worse. Because I said some people who say buddy legitimately are just calling you buddy.
Yeah, I feel like
which I tried to get over. I tried to get over that because I understand. Buddy. That's going to happen.
Yeah, buddy.
What else you got on there? Because I know you're going to come across one that I can't stand.
Hang in there. Just hang in there. Like, shit like that means nothing. Because you're not giving them any type of advice or saying anything meaningful. Just hang in there, dude.
Hang in there. That's what you say. You know when you say hang in there? When you offer to let somebody talk to you or say what they got to say, and then they tell you, and as they're telling you, you start thinking in your head damn, this is too much, bro. I don't even know what to say back to them. So then instead of giving some crazy advice at the end, you just get up and you're like, well, hang in there. Just dip.
You're like, man, Christmas is gonna suck this year. And he's like, yeah, well, both my parents died and my sister died. I'm like, hey, buddy, just hang in there. It's tough for all of us. Nah, it's like when someone tells you a story, and it's this big long story, you got nothing to say. Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy. You just keep coming back with it.
That phrase isn't necessarily one that I hate, but I hate when I use it because I can't catch. I know that people know I wasn't paying attention if I say it, and I always still say it.
Well, are you like me? Like when I say it once, I say it 6 more times after. If I say it one time, I'm never gonna find something to say. Like I said, I'll say it once, I'll say it loud. I'm like, damn. Take a pause. I'm like, that's crazy.
I've gotten so good.
I'll say it 9 different times.
I've gotten so good at knowing the exact moment someone loses interest in what I'm saying to them that I will walk away in the middle of a 3-sentence statement. If I see that in the middle of the second sentence, your eyes just lost it, I'll just stop talking and walk away. Because I'm not going to hear the damn that's crazy at the end. You're just going to know, damn, he caught me slipping. He caught me slipping. He knew I wasn't paying attention at all.
Sometimes I do listen and I really just don't feel like saying nothing back. And I'll be like, damn, that's crazy. But I was totally interested in what they had to say to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you were just telling me something, and even though I was watching the TV or something, and you read in my eyes that I wasn't paying attention, just walked away, I'd be like, that was fucking weird.
Now, the one that you just said, you know what I mean? That is a phrase that I think is actually useful. it seems like something that you just throw in after anything you say and it will fit.
That's
But
me.
I think the phrase of, you know what I mean? Like,
I say it all
it's
day.
such a simple little phrase, and it really is asking a good question in communication. Do you understand what I just said to you is what you're really getting across, but it's in a very small format. Like, you know what I mean? We've minimized it's almost like a whatever. The words with the apostrophes, like do not becomes don't to make it
Yeah.
easier.
And it comes
You
so
know what I
quick. It's like
mean?
one word.
Becomes a one jumbled up thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's
Right,
it.
right,
I think
right.
it's good. I think things like that make communication simpler, but like convey something important, like do you understand me, are great for conversation and communication. But phrases that add nothing, like I'm not gonna lie, gotta go.
You can say that again. That's a terrible one. I hate when you hear that.
Say it
phrase,
louder for the people in the back.
You know who's saying it. Like a phrase like that and a phrase like the one I just said, you know who's saying that statement. Someone on Twitter saying, say it louder for the people in the back. And then you can say that against the fucking white dad at the gas station. Talking about the Eagles. Eagles blow. You can say that again. Get the fuck out of here with that. Jalen Hurts shit. Like, that's what you hear. Your guess is as good as mine. That's another one you got nothing to say.
Yeah.
Your guess is as good as mine, dude. I don't know. Sounds crazy. All these well-known ones suck. You got any other ones?
Nah, I have no more that I absolutely despise.
Yeah.
Damn, bro. That's really it.
Season 10. Or season 10. Episode 10 of season 1.
You
Season
see-
10
you just sold it.
Season 10 coming soon. One day, season 10 will be here. One day.
What
season
if
10 will come
we
soon.
just had season 1 and then the next season we just did season 10?
But we should just call this one season 10. Just change all the shit to season 10 like we've been doing this forever.
Episode
can't.
1000. The other 999
Damn,
got
they
deleted.
episodes, this shit must be good. God damn, let me watch it.
The other ones got deleted.
But yeah, I guess that's a wrap on season 1. It's been
It
fun.
is.
Thank you all for fucking tuning in. Great. We've seen double the growth from
Yeah.
November to December.
Yeah,
Just
that
in 2
the
months from doing it.
yeah the 2x the downloads. Yeah,
That's fire.
from
That's great.
month 1 to month 2.
Uh,
January we're already doing good.
Reviews are going up. January we're doing good.
Yeah, we might drop some audio only podcast just to keep the downloads going. While we
Yeah.
take our break before we do season 2, so there will still be content dropping. And as always, we're gonna be working on other content other than the podcast to put out there for you guys too. So
Plus, we're always on Instagram.
you
and
won't
shit.
be all the way thirsty. It's not gonna be a full no limit drought. It's just gonna be like a little drizzle here and there.
Yep, that's all.
All right,
That's all I got.
that's been it for season 1. Peace out.
Peace.